Hey guys, JH. Welcome to the practice tee. Let's check the audio, JH. Everything looks alright. Is it okay? Yeah. Okay guys, nice day today. Very warm, windy, but I don't mind it windy if it's warm. Don't mind it. Okay guys, carrying on. I've got a new sender for my audio today, so it might be better. Okay, carrying on from the Jimmy Bruen journey of exploration. Every day and every time I look at that Bruen old film video, I look at it so many times, I pick something up in the action, because the action is unique and there's something in there that is unique that nobody talks about. Now what I saw yesterday, it was when we talk about we want our slap down from the top, we see Jimmy go back and then he fires it like a slap down like that. Guys, he gets that action, I think, by the way that he takes it back, and it's what I would term an upslap. He actually upslaps the club. And if you're going to slap someone with the back of your trail hand and you're going to do that, that's what I see him doing in the backswing. That action and then that action on the downswing. He has a palm slap on the backswing and a back of the hand slap on the backswing and a palm slap on the downswing. No question about that. But I see this, and it's that loading. He fires that loading and he's taking it back with the trail hand, guys. There's no question about that. In my mind, absolutely no question about that. To me, it really is amazingly obvious to me that he's doing that. So what I'm going to try and do, guys, is I'm going to try and incorporate that loading, the negative loading. Now if you negative load it, see the momentum we get in the club head there? It wants to fly off like that. It wants to fly off like that. If you don't negative load it and you just put it somewhere, it wants to get over here. But if you negative fly it, and that's what I'm trying to negative fly it. Now the other thing I found was that what was happening was, by having that nice flow and that sort of flailing type action, my grip was getting too loose. It was too loose coming down and at the point of impact. Now we have to have the ability to get the wrist nice and oily in the backswing, but we've also got to have the ability for that trail hand to exert maximum impact on the golf ball. In this golf swing, guys, it's a trail hand action. It's a smash factor times 5,000. That's what I see in Jimmy's swing. No question. I'll just take that camera back just a tiny bit. Yeah, so I see that, guys. I see this. Okay, now Jimmy does that. I can't do that. I feel like I'm going to topple over, because for so many years I've done millions of repetitions where I've always been a grounded, foundational type golf swinger. That's what I've done, you know, like for millions of repetitions. And to get that out in the amount of time I've got left in my life, I don't think it'll happen. For people who can do that, for people who can do the Bruen pivot, great. I can't do it. Well, more to the point, I don't really have, let's say, enough time in my life to do it. So what I'm going to concentrate on now and try and implement is the backhand slap on the downswing, and then the palm slap on the downswing. Now guys, for me, and I just want to reiterate, because I did say it the other day, that this is so much a trail hand smash factor. Once I get it up here, guys, I just think about smashing that ball. I don't think about the target or anything else, just put that on that. I have to keep going into that, because that's how I get the impact. And if you look at Jimmy, I mean, Jimmy was just trying to, you know, just powder that golf ball. You could see it, absolutely see it. I'm going to just try and go, bang, and I'm going to try and do it smooth. But I'm going to try and assassinate that golf ball. But I'm going to be a soft assassin. I mean, I want to be really smooth in the initial stages of the assassination, and then once I'm ready to assassinate that ball, I'm really going to get aggressive. But I want to have a nice smooth setting of the assassination move. It's just, yeah, got to be smooth. And guys, what you're seeing is me evolving this golf swing for me. Really windy, as it always is. Now I've got to have more pressure in that trail hand for the smash factor, but not lose the fluidity. And Mo Norman said something to me. He said he had, you know, a vice grip, like a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of grip pressure. He was a 12, but he said I had loose wrists. He said, and that's the secret. You have that pressure, but you don't lose that fluidity. That's not easy to do. So what we're going to try, I'm going to try and load it and then bang it, but do it softly. Soft assassination. Now guys, first shot of the day. And that's over that boundary fence. And that's a really tight golf swing. Come on, Jay. Now I've got to get more dwell at the top there. It's almost like it's a two-piece golf swing. We're going to get it up to the top and then almost have a realization, oh, we're at the top, now we can start down. But we don't, for me at the moment, I don't want to have the blend. I don't want to have the backswing, downswing blending. I want to have a backswing and a downswing. At the moment, push it. So no blend in that whatsoever. None. A little bit in that, but you know, I could have 100% more blend than that. Come on, Chase. It's not easy. The good thing about all of those, even though they're probably 75%, 80% contact, they're still structurally going and happening as I want them to happen. I mean, they're just going straight. Come on, Jay. There it is there. Now, that's a beautiful shot. There's not a lot of dwell there, but that's probably where I'm going to be in my dwell factor. And the dwell factor is we're going to dwell on it. I'm never going to get up here and be up here for just stationary. I mean, I'll never get that. But I want to feel like I've got that. Come on, Jay. Hardest thing in the world is to just resist the urge to start down. There it is. That's it. See, that's 110% contact. I couldn't hit it any better than that off the blade of the club. So for me, it's so important to have that, what I feel is a little bit of dwell time. That's hammer time right there. Woo! That's really nice stuff, that. Really nice stuff. Okay, Jay. 5 shots, you should be loose now. Come on. Just float it up there, Jay. Float it up. That's all I ever want to do right there. Okay, what is that? That's a float load. Floating the club up, that's a float load. But we don't want to get it up there in a float load and turn it into a snap load, which is what I tend to do. I don't want to do that. We don't want a snap load after we've float loaded the club. We don't want that. That was beautiful. Whew! That was something else. Come on, Jay, float loaded. The float was there, but the dwell wasn't there. Come on. There's the dwell. Guys, if you think you're going to develop something really unique and different and it's going to be easy, it's not. You absolutely got the wrong idea. This is tough. It's tough, but I think the benefit will be enormous because Bruen was unique. When I get this ball, even though I've got, probably 5% of what I'm trying to do in this swing, the difference in ball flight and quality of strike is unbelievable. And if I can improve that, even if I could stay where I am now, I'd be happy. And that's with a perceptual feel of the reality or the actuality. Come on, Jay, float loaded. That's the contact right there. Boy, that's just so powerful. That's amazingly powerful. What did it feel like? It feels out of control because I'm used to being so tight and compact. That is really wishy-washy, flappy happy. But that ball flight is just amazing. Come on, Jay, float it up there. There's another one. There's his twin brother. And guys, we've really got strong wind here, and that's not moving that ball at all. Might hit some down there later on. What was interesting here last night, we were here and the sun had gone down and it was amazing. There was just this orange glow in the sky. If I could have set the camera up and hit some balls out into that, you would have seen it beautifully. You wouldn't have seen me because it was so dark, but you would have seen the ball flight. You might even try it tonight. But it was extraordinary conditions. Absolutely extraordinary. Come on, Chad, float loaded. I'm here, guys, see that? I look like a left-hander, don't I? But that's only because I want to pull it away with that trail hand. Down the track, I'll be able to push it away with normal formation and configuration. But at the moment, because I want to really get that trail arm over that lead arm, I'm in this configuration. I look like a left-hander, don't I? And I've got that face turned in. Come on, Jade. Float loaded. much emphasis do I put into hitting with that trail hand? 150%. When I remember it. When I get to here and I've got that dwell factor going on there, then I just say, okay, JS, just pour it on with that trail hand. Just knock the snot out of it. Not too eloquent, is it? But that's what I feel like I'm doing. Come on, just dwell and then smack it, JH. Isn't it nice at my age to be able to do a PB, personal best? That's the best 5-iron I've ever hit. We had a couple last week, but that's the best one I've ever hit. Never seen ball fly like that, never felt the ball off the face like that. And even with these range balls, if you had a beautiful Titleist or a new Taylor ball, the click factor would be amazing. But that was just extraordinary. And that went over the boundary fence. I normally bounce in front of the boundary. That cleared the boundary fence. And I do go out there and pick the balls up. But that was amazing, guys. So I've got the dwell factor there and the smash factor. And it's the backhand, the soft backhand slap. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Going to smack someone there, guys. And the more you can feel the club going out there, you can actually feel that. You know how to get the feeling of this, guys? Go home, and this will indicate to you how much we take the club inside on the backswing. Well, or get the club going inside. Now, I'm moving in this direction in the channel, but I want to keep that club way outside my hands. And the way to get that feeling of the club outside your hands is to put the club down at home in the garage or in the house on the skirting board along the floor, down the bottom of the wall. The board down the bottom. Put the toe of the club on it and then take the club back along that skirting board or even up the wall. Do it in the garage so you don't mark the wall. But keep the toe of the club on the wall. And this will happen because that's 90 degrees, guys. There's the wall. If I keep the toe on that wall, club's going to do that. Now you will never have felt that feeling before, but that's Bruen's feeling. But he does it in here. But that's the feeling. The club goes there, it goes up the wall. And this swing will drive you up the wall. But that's what you got to feel. You do that and run the toe of that club up a wall, up there, never let it come off the wall, you'll get this feeling of the club outside the hands. And that's the feeling we've got to cultivate in this golf swing. Even though we're going in the channel here, but we've got to get that feeling here. The hands are moving in there, but the club's way outside the channel. Hands are moving in there, but the club's way outside the channel. As in channel lock, it's normally the club is in the channel. This is not channel lock. It's Frankenstein channel. So get that feeling and you'll say, wow, wow. And you know what that shows, guys? That shows a complete linear movement of the golf club in the backswing. No one in the world does that. Maybe Jimmy Bruen and maybe Miller Barber. But that's a linear move because we always get radial. But if you push it up that wall, guys, and feel it, wow, look at this. You will never have felt that feeling, I promise you. That's what I do in my pitch shots. I feel that. Club head's always way outside my hands. Come on. Nice soft slap. No dwell. No dwell. No dwell, Johnny. Come on. There's the dwell. Hear that. And that's the smack factor. That's really hit hard. That's all trail hand. Trail hand takeaway, trail hand dwell, and trail hand smack. Now there's so much hit on that, actual hit. It's not a swing, guys, it's a hitting action. It's a hitting action. I'm a hitter here. He was a hitter, he wasn't a swinger. This is a hitting action. Be under no illusion. Come on, Jay. It's just... You wouldn't be able to putt with that ball because it have a flat side on it. And guys, this is not, you know, 25-year-old body doing this. This is a body that'll be 80 next year. But because I'm utilising this, which is a power mechanism, so the body doesn't move very fast. It can't generate a lot of speed. But that hinge there and that hinge there, they're the power generators. 100-mile-an-hour golf swing, that produces about 80 miles an hour. Everything else is just componentry of speed, but that's about 80 miles an hour. That's a major factor. Come on. Float, load it, and smash it. If I never hit another golf ball, if I retired today, I could say the last ball that I hit before I retired was the greatest shot I've ever hit, in terms of feel. That's extraordinary. So guys, why am I doing this? Because I know that there's something in this Bruen swing that is quite fantastic, quite unique. And we just have to, research it, develop it, and just stick with it. I'm not going to go away from it. I'm going to perfect this golf swing. And I would say that within a couple of weeks, I'll get to here. I may not get there, but I'll get there. And if I can just get there, that's where I need to be. That's the only place I need to be. Come on, Jace, now. No dwell. Still went good, but no dwell. Come on, Jace, dwell it. Now, that's really good contact. But for someone who's quick, as I am, it's hard for me to try and swing with any semblance of slowness or pauseness. The JH Dictionary of made-up words, pauseness. Float load it. There it is, guys. Wow. So that's just taking pictures of the tree that went over it. Because a big high power draw. There was just a lot of movement on that shaft, which just give a big high slinging power draw. Yeah, I've just got to get more duration in the backswing, more dwell, and more range of motion. Come on, float load it. There's a lot of speed on that because that club's coming back and just hitting me in the back. So there's a lot of acceleration in the swing. And clearly I'm not hanging on to the club through the ball, otherwise it wouldn't be coming through and hitting me here. Wouldn't be doing that. Come on, Chase. Come on, float load it. There it is. That's the career shot right there. God, we're having some PBs today. Oh, single best shot I've ever hit. And is this hard to do? Hardest thing I've ever done. Hardest thing I've ever done by a mile. Incredibly hard. Don't blow the camera over. And one of the guys said to tie a weight on. Guys, can you believe I've even got a weight at home that's designed for the tripod? That's when I need to put it on. That's all I need to do. Okay, so float load it, dwell it, and smash factor it. There it is, guys, even with the distraction of the tractor in the background. Another PB. How many PBs can you get in a day? Well, that was better than the last one. And that is the living proof of why I want to keep doing this. Because I've never been able to hit shots like that. As good as I ever hit the ball, I could never hit shots like that. Not 40 years ago. Couldn't do it. I'll get it. It's going to take me a couple of weeks, but I will get it. Come on, float loaded. Perfect shot, but just not enough dwell, but really good shot. Trying the new audio today, guys. I hope that tractor's not being picked up. Come on, Chase. Come on, float loaded. Got a lot of clouds, so we may not be able to see the shots down range. But they're just fantastic, those shots. And I know it must drive you guys nuts when I say that's a great shot. You can't see it. I could be telling you anything, but again, and I've mentioned this before, I was a Boy Scout and an honour Boy Scout, so we don't tell porky pies, lies. And everyone here knows me. They know I can hit it straight. But a lot of them haven't seen this ball flight. Come on, just float load it. Guys, there's so much clamp on that. I'm not a clamper, but that is a lot of, and what is it? Why am I getting that clamp? Because it's this, it's that. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to smash that ball straight into the ground with the golf club doing that. There's none of this in this golf swing. Oh, none of that. It's just that. It's just hammer time into the ground. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about firing the club forward. It's just going, yeah, that. Trying to send that ball to China. Trying to squash it flat. Come on. Perfect shot. Not enough dwell. These are good shots. Really good shots. Someone said the other day, is this swing any good? Does it work with the woods? Guys, I can assure you, I wouldn't be developing a process that didn't work with, would only work with irons. Yeah, it works with the woods. Woods are fantastic. Hit the driver just perfect. I'll hit some drivers later. Come on, Jay. Float loaded. PB, PB. Guys, why would you want to do anything else? With all this rubbish that's going on around the world with the lockdowns and the virus, this is heaven. They can't lock me down here. They can't lock me down. They can't lock me down. This is private property. Come on, James. Float loaded. PB, PB. This is crazy, guys. Every one of these shots is better than the last. Just better than the last. Okay, so let's reiterate. So what are we doing? We are back slapping with the back of the hand on the backswing. So it's that type of action, pulling the club up. On the downswing, it's a slap action with the palm of the hand, and we're really hanging on with that trail hand and we're smashing it with 100% of the power that we can develop with that trail hand. And I promise you guys, well, I can't promise you, but I can basically assure you that if you try and fire that trail hand down as hard as you can, you won't come over it. because it stabilises the shoulder girdle. You know, when you do that, this will stay closed for some strange reason. As soon as I fire it there, if I was trying to fire it really into out a lot, but I'm not, I'm just trying to hit down on top of the ball. As a matter of fact, with the driver that I was hitting yesterday, I was trying to hit on the outside of the golf ball. But I wasn't. The ball flight was fantastic, but we'll talk about that when I start hitting the driver. Come on. Okay, probably not much point in hitting any more balls on camera. We're going to do a big session this afternoon. I'll see what the conditions are like, and I'll hit some shots down range. Maybe I can hit some. But the thing is, I can't hit the ball low, guys, because if I'm going to have a full swing, there's going to be a fair bit of spin on the ball, and they're going to get up. But I'll have a look and see what I can do. Look, I'll just hit a couple of drivers just to show you, for the guys that don't think it works with a driver. Guys, it works with a driver. Oh boy, does it work with a driver. And it's the same. It's very much the same loading and the dwell effect. I've got the driver that I hit, the longest drive I've ever hit in my life, in 1992. TaylorMade 580 XD TaylorMade. One of the guys here in Australia, guy from Western Australia, is giving it to me, Paul Gunning. He's giving me that driver, he's sending it to me. And we're going to reshaft it, and I'll have the driver that I had, because Mr. got one that I've been using, but he's taken it back now because it's so good. And it's just unbelievable, guys. But this is my normal driver. And we're going to set that XD up at 42. This is 40 and a half. Watch this guy. That's the lady that, the wife of the guy that owns the range over there. If sees me hitting those balls over the fence, I'm going to let her know that I actually go and pick them up. I mean, that's cleared the fence by 60. Wow.